and John were brothers. They did everything together. They were partners too in a fishing business with their father Zebedee. But then they met Jesus and he asked them to be his disciples. Yay! Yay! So the two of them, James and John, followed him and travelled with him all round the country. They learned from him and tried to live like he did. One day the two brothers, James and John, came to Jesus with a request. Jesus, when you set up your kingdom, let us rule beside you, they said. One of us on your right side and one of us on your left side. Jesus smiled sadly. He wasn't planning to set up the kind of kingdom they were thinking of. He was planning a kingdom in heaven with very different values. And as he tried to explain all this to his disciples, he would have to die first in order to build his kingdom on earth. So he said to James and John, "Can you drink the cup of suffering that I'm going to have to drink? Can you be baptized with my baptism? In other words, can you go through what I'm going to have to go through?" James and John nodded and together said, "We can." "And you will," Jesus sighed, knowing that life down the line was not going to be easy for his disciples. "But it's not up to me to decide who will be on my left and who will be on my right." When the other 10 disciples heard James and John trying to get favours from Jesus, they were really angry, and one shouted, "Who do you think you are?" Another said, "I'm just as good as you." And yet another, "So you two think you're big shots, hey?" And then they turned to Jesus. "Me, Jesus, I want to be next to you in heaven." "Make sure I get a good place, Jesus. I'm the most important one here." "We deserve more than anyone else." "I'm the most holy. I pray more than the rest of you." And so it went on until all the disciples, the men who were the closest friends of Jesus, who had spent the most time with him, were all shouting and yelling about what they deserved. "Listen!" Jesus shouted to them, and they all froze and looked embarrassed. "In the kingdoms of this world, everything is about power and position. People in charge show how important they are by pushing everyone else around and making them do what they say. But that's not how I want you to treat each other. In God's kingdom, the greatest person is the one who puts the needs of the others before their own. For I did not come to this world to be served, but to serve, and to give away my life as a sacrifice, to bring everyone back to God."